Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So let's discuss today Article 1. We are discussing about Part 1 of the Indian Constitution. The first Article 1. Name and territory of the Union. So when you look at first article, Article 1 Clause 1, India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. There are two phrases that are important for you to understand. That is India, that is Bharat, and Union of States. Let's first see India, that is Bharat, which is basically means dual name for this country. One is India as well as Bharat. That is what we call it, India, that is Bharat. But why these both names? When Constituent Assembly was set up, the Constitution Assembly is a body that was tasked to draft the Constitution of India. That means once India was given independence, now this independent country needs to have its own constitution because we cannot run basis of the laws passed by the Britishers or British Parliament. So then in 1946, the British government decided let's give power to this people of this country. Let them frame their own constitution. That is how cabinet mission was set up. That is how in 1946 power was given to the people of this country to us make us our own constitution on 19 December. Sorry, 9th of December 1946. This Constitution Assembly was met first time, and this Constitution Assembly has to be decide what are going to be the rules that this country will be run. But there was a question also, what shall be the name of this country? Some people said we will stick to this name India. Why? Because we are known world by this name. We are known throughout the world name of India. Let's stick to the India only. But others argued that it is given by the colonial, or it is given by the Britishers, or it is India is a alien name. So they said let's stick to the Bharat. Let's call it, or some people said let's call it a Bharat Vash, or some people said we should call it Hindustan. Or there were different arguments, different people were calling, arguing that we should keep this that. So at finally, uh, the Constitution Assembly decided let's keep India and Bharat. That is Bharat. So both these names are the names of this country. So this controversy was settled when Constitution was given to us, when the Constitution was enacted on 26 January 1950. But even then, some people would not satisfy. In 2016, an activist from Maharashtra, he approached Supreme Court. Dear Supreme Court, I am filing a petition, or PIL. Sorry, PIL. Yeah, PIL. This individual from Maharashtra, he filed a PIL, to ask a dear Supreme Court, please issue a directive to the Parliament to change the name of this country. We should stick to the name Bharat, not India, because India represents colonial aspirations. We should stick to the name of Bharat. Ultimately, the Supreme Court rejected the public litigation. Then the Chief Justice of India said, "Don't come to us with these emotional, frivolous issues. Use the power of PIL to fight corruptions against climate change." So we are rejecting the public litigation. That means once and for all, the draft is settled, the matter is resolved. We have dual name for the country India, that is Bharat. But some people still not satisfied. An individual named Nama, he approached Supreme Court and filed again a PIL to issue an order to the Parliament to have a constitutional amendment. Let's amend the constitution to delete the India word. We should call this country Bharat, not India. But in June 2020, the Supreme Court decided to postpone the hearing of this public interest litigation. Now we are almost again India, that is Bharat. That is we have dual, which is reflecting the glorious mix of modernity and the traditional. When you look at the let's see at Union of States, we have states, we have territories that we will be discussing in unions and states and territories. So the basically the territory of India consists of states and the union territories. Um, there is a controversy. What is that? When we say shall be a union of states, union means when we say union of states, does that mean India is a unitary constitution? If India is a federal constitution, Article 1 should have mentioned India, that is Bharat, shall be a federation of states. Because if you're saying India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states, that means Constitution of India is itself accepting that we are unitary constitution. This question was posed to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of Indian Constitution, the chairman of drafting Constitution. He was asked, if our Constitution is federal in character, federal in nature, then why are you using the phrase Union of States instead of using India, that is Bharat shall be a federation of states? India, that is shall be a union of states. Should we assume that the Indian Constitution is a unitarian character? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar replied, "No, Indian Constitution is federal in character, but I used phrase Union of States for two reasons. One, India is not a result of agreement between states. Between states. Then, what do you mean by agreement of states, or not a result of agreement state? Because then Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said, because India was not created before the independence, India was there in the form of princely states. India was already there. Yes, there were these princely states. Then they decided to give up their sovereignty and merged with the Union of India. Accede to the Union of India. That is why India as a political entity was there already there. So we did not say India is the result of an agreement between states, and this agreement created India. India was already there. That is why we call it a union of states. We don't call it a federation of states. But he was asked to explain more. He said, "Look at United States of America. If you look at the US, which is in Northern America, uh, that is there were 13 British colonies. Primarily, these uh, areas were under the British colonial empire. Then the people of these 13 colonies they decided to revolt. They decided to launch a war against British for independence. That is we call America's War for Independence. That is how the British rule was overthrown, and these 13 colonies sat together and agreed to create a nation. They wanted let's now they wanted to create a new state and to make its own constitution. So there was no in America, United States of America was not there. When these 13 colonies were decided to make one country to create United States of India, that is why United States we call it a federation of states because this union US has been created because of an agreement between this by these colonial states, but that is not case of India. These princely states was given their sovereignty and merged with Union of India. But thanks to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who took responsibility to unite the India princely states with Union of India. That is why we call Union of States because India is not a result of agreement between states. Second word, second reason that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar gave was why he did not use the word federation is that because no state has the right to secede from the Union of India. Till about 1970s, there was a perception that when we call constitution as federal constitution, when we call a political entity as a federation, one part of this federation may at any time come out of this federation, like British from existing from Brexit. So like that, if our constitution was a federal, then any state may come out from the federation and become an independent country. So that is why Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said that India is a union of states, not a federation of states. So, concluding, um, long story short, Article 1, what Article 1 says, name and territory of Union. India that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. Means we have dual name of India, that is India and Bharat, and we have our country is a union of state, not a federal, because it is not a result of the agreement between states, and no state has a right, the power to right to come out of that Union of India. That is what we call the India that is Bharat shall be Union of States. This is what Article 1. So guys, that's all for this. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more study concept. Thank you.